The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart. The obstacle is the way. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. When you have done a good act and another has received it, why do you look for a third thing besides these? As fools do, either to have the reputation of having done a good act or to obtain a return. Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Death stands at your elbow. Be good for something while you live, and it is in your power. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a living man. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. He who is brave is free. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. A great pilot can sail even when his canvas is rent. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. He who is brave is free. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. No man was ever wise by chance. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you. But answer, he was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes, or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and all will be well with you. Practice yourself, for heaven's sake, in little things, and then proceed to greater. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. It is difficulties that show what men are. If you would be a reader, read. If a writer, write. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. No great thing is created suddenly. It is not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.